Geeta Basra, thank you so much for joining me on ETimes. We have been looking forward to this interview with you, and it's going to be a pleasure. I'm so sure about it talking to you today. I begin
Thank
by
you.
asking you that um, what is your state of mind today, and compare this to the state of mind which you had in 2006 when you first
Great.
made your debut in Dil Diya Hai.
Well, firstly, thank you, Vicky. Today, it's great to actually sit with you and have a face-to-face conversation and uh, and talk about a lot of things that have happened in my life in the last 15 years, 14 years. In 2006, yes, it was um, my debut, and my mind frame at that time was extremely different. Of course, it's going to be different. I was a young 21-year-old, 20-year-old, and it was different because I was very ambitious. I had just come to India and Mumbai trying to make a career for myself. And um, it was all about me, my life, me waking up, what's my day ahead, what do I have to do tomorrow, my acting classes to this, at that time it was my movie, that was releasing. So busy with that, with the shoots, and everything was central. It was all me centric, Today, it's a whole different world for me. When I sit here today, I'm a mother, going to be a mother of two soon, and a wife. And so my responsibilities have changed. The person I am, I've changed. My ambitions then to what it is today are two different things. Two different people. My state of mind is much more calmer, much more content, much more settled. When you're 21, you're all over the place. You have so much to do. You have so much energy. You have late nights. You get up late, and today it's going to bed early, getting up early, school runs, and planning the day for the next day for your child. What do we have to do? Getting us class things ready, and these are, I'm in a much happier space. I'm much more, like I said, content.
Let me ask you my second question a little more directly. 2006 Dil Diya Hai, 2007 The Train. So, talking about your state of mind, was it a lot of restlessness, a bit of despair that, too many movies are not happening? Probably the good roles are not coming my way.
2007, it was literally me just starting my career. It had just launched, right? And I remember I was getting a lot of offers because I got a lot of popularity after The Train, and the songs did extremely well. But at that time, I had just met Harbhajan. So it was just after The Train had released. We had met, but we were not dating. We were friends. We were friends for about 10 months.
Okay.
But in those 10 months, so much was written about. I was married off 5-6 times. My wedding rumors kept coming out, and I had lost about 4 projects in hand, which were really good offers, and some things that I was excited about. So I don't know if you remember at that time, Vicky, 2006 and 2007 was a very different time for a woman in the industry. Today, if you're talking about state of mind, forget the state of mind. Even a woman, an actor's life was so different from 2006 to 2021 today, right? To be seen dating someone, to be seen with someone, to be even linked to someone was a taboo. It was like, no. And at that time, I remember around that time, when my movie had released, there was a big actress who was doing a movie, but she fell pregnant during the movie, and she had to be replaced. So a lot of producers got scared, and why we can't take a girl who's getting married or is married, because what if she falls pregnant, hamari to picture ki band ban jayegi, so it was like that, so it was tough for me to kind of keep coming and defending myself that I'm not getting married, I'm not, it's not even in the near future, we're not even planning, I'm not even dating him, and I used to get questions like, आप तो शादी कर रहे हैं, आपको काम करने की क्या लोड़ है? Which for me, I just never understood this. I said, what is the link between a girl's personal life if she's settling down, which I wasn't, to her career? Like, there's no link. A girl has no passion. She has no, she doesn't want to work, which for me, it flew over my head. I just didn't understand what that meant. So I had a lot of challenges at that time, and it was just, I wasn't an established actor. I wasn't even nowhere close to that. I was finding my way. I was trying to go to the next step after the train, and it took me a hell of a long time to kind of justify or defend myself that I'm not settling down yet. Like, I've just come from London to Mumbai. So yeah, it was hard. It was very, very hard because the times at that time were very, very different.
तो आप
and I'm
ये
sure
कह रहे हैं
you know that.
आप ये कह रहे हैं कि उस वक्त माहौल ये था कि अगर हीरोइन शादी करने वाली है या फिर प्रेग्नेंट हो जाएगी, तो let's not risk signing her. That's exactly what you are saying. That's exactly
These
what
were the
you're
questions.
saying.
Yeah, of course. Because today you look, everyone's married, Vicky.
But today
everyone's
is different.
married. It's a whole, and it's fantastic. I love the fact that today the girls are married. They have a career of their own. They're not questioned that if you're married you can't work. It doesn't work today. Most of the girls who are working, who are actors, are married or linked.
Tell me one thing. Did you also face some kind of a rejection or a replacement, syndrome when you were cast and then suddenly you found नहीं कोई established actor आपका role ले गया या फिर कोई star kid आपका role ले गया, ये आपके साथ हुआ?
No, it wasn't that. It was I was replaced because my news had become so viral that she's getting married, let's not risk it. So someone or the other replaced me in about 4 pictures. So I lost out on really good projects, which I was really looking forward to. And it was very difficult at that time. So
and they went on to become hits?
2 of them, yeah. Very, very, very.
Overcome that period? Because, I mean, it must have been traumatic. How did you overcome that period? Who stood by you? How did you
so
put
no
yourself
one stand by. I think that's what happens when you realize that, some of the, you just feel like it's your family who stand by you, right? And your close friends. But it was for me to explain and keep explaining. No, I mean, it was a new girl who's just been launched, and it was my word against whatever's been written about. And I think they kind of felt that whatever's being written about, that's going to be truth, because we are constantly caught having coffee or we're together somewhere or the other, which, I mean, even friends do that. Like, there's nothing wrong with meeting your friends, and I'm so blessed that friendship formed to becoming a relationship, and today we're married with beautiful kids and whatever. But at that time I was too young, and I was too new to the industry, trying to figure out how does it work here. I don't even know. Like, I was literally 2 years in to 3 years in to shifting from London to Mumbai.
When and where did this friendship blossom into love?
When and where, it was a process. It was a slow process. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It was something that happened over a year. So I was very skeptical of getting into a relationship. One, because of the time at that time, I was very focused. I was very ambitious, like I said, and I wanted to, I left my family to be something, to compromise on not being with your parents and being across another continent, not even something that it's like I'm from Punjab and I'm living in Mumbai. I'm from London, shifting to Mumbai. So I was really, really, really like missing my family, and I was like, I'm here to be something. I'm here to work hard and you know um make something of myself. And at that time I wasn't really focused in being in a relationship, and I said it'll just distract me. But like I said, it was a slow process where I realized this guy is amazing. Like, he is such an amazing, humble human being. One, I was very skeptical of getting into a relationship with a cricketer because their reputation is also as good or bad as any celebrity, where they people are warning me, they're like really flamboyant and like they've got girls lining up to be with them, and they've got so many girlfriends or whatever. But he's not like that. He's a lovely guy, very, very down to earth, very, very humble. And that's what attracted me. He was very persistent, Vicky. He was persistent in the sense that he wouldn't give up. He told me from day one, you are the girl I'm going to marry. And at that time I was like, huh? Like, we've just met. He's like, you
तो
are
फिर
the
आप इंडिया में रहे, बेसिकली मूवीज नहीं थी तो भी आप रहे, was simply because of Harbhajan. You stayed along, you stayed along, you stayed along.
Yeah, I think maybe the destiny was something else. Maybe I shifted from London to Mumbai for this. Or maybe my destiny was that I had
Were
to
your
meet this
parents
amazing
okay with that? That you are just,
Yeah, they're very cool. Yeah, my
being there
parents are
and
like, whoever you're happy with, because you have to live the rest of your life with this guy. So as long as you're happy, and they don't know him, they didn't meet him, but I introduced them when we started dating, and they loved him. They said he's such a lovely guy. The fact that he's Punjabi as well, so it's so nice to have someone that you're in so much in common with.
But you
like.
were in a relationship for quite a few years. I mean, at any stage did you feel, I know he was persistent and you slowly but surely became sure of him, but did at any stage you feel again that you had invested so much into the relationship, because you have physically shifted here, and your sole priority at that time was Harbhajan? Did you at any time feel any apprehension that, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong?
No, because we dated for about 8 years, Vicky. When you date someone for 8 years, that's a long time. It wasn't something that we were together for a year or two and we're getting married. We traveled together. We have, known each other for so long. I've grown up with him. I can say literally I've grown up with him from 21 to being 30, where I got married.
But dating में भी कभी-कभी थोड़े बहुत छोटे-मोटे झगड़े तो होते हैं ना, and that time you feel.
Of course. But those are not enough to doubt your relationship. If you're doubting your own relationship, that means it's not strong enough. That means there's something not right. Like, if you know, right? Like, you can't, even if you're married and you have arguments, you're not going to say, I'm doubting if I should like be in this relationship. Like, छोटे मोटे arguments तो होते रहते हैं.
What made you not confess to this? I mean, so many times journalists called you, including me, before you say that. What made you not say that, okay, I'm dating her?
Why didn't I say? Because like I said, that time.
मतलब कम हो गई थी, and you were here for Harbhajan.
But then I still, even at that time, it was so personal, and it wasn't like I didn't confess because I told you that time was so different. It was something that was so taboo. I don't know why. It was like people were more interested, just, are we getting married? Are we getting married? Dates were set. And it was really annoying because your family have to keep reading that as well. And kabhi Yorkshire mein shaadi ho rahi hai, kabhi kahin aur shaadi ho rahi hai. And I'm not even from Yorkshire, So it was a constant battle. Like, and then I got Zilla Ghaziabad, I got Second-Hand Husband, I got Lock. So I had Jobi Karwalo, quite a few films that had come. See, it's destiny that if they didn't, it's not our fault it didn't do well. That's just destiny. But I was working and I had a lot of ads I did a lot of work in the South
Mm.
with modeling and ads and assignments. So I just felt there was no need for me to kind of admit it. When I will get married, it will obviously everyone would have known anyway. But at that time, it was not the time of just confessing, yeah, I'm getting married. It was like हमें हमारी वैसी शेल्फ लाइफ होती थी एज एन एक्टर कि अच्छा इस उम्र तक they want the 19, 20, 21 year olds. Now it's changed. Like I said, the platforms which are available to girls, OTT platforms and stuff, they're amazing. The content available today for any actor is like, there's so much.
Are you ready to do OTT shows?
I think a lot of people are watching these. I for one I'm watching more series than I am watching movies. So it's amazing to have this kind of work available that wasn't there 14 years back. 14 years back, there was either movies or there were the TV.
Let me ask you upfront again. I mean, coming from a Punjabi family, a traditional family, would you be able to, or would you be comfortable to do OTT shows? Because a lot of content there is quite explicit.
Well, yeah, it'll have to be certain things. Obviously, I know I won't be comfortable with, but I'll have to see what exactly the role is, and if it suits me, I'll do it. I'm not desperate to work. I'm not desperate ke mujhe ye karna hai, mujhe wo karna hai. If something good comes along, which is okay for me, and I feel I'm comfortable, this is something that I can do, why not? I mean, there's no harm in doing it's not like every single show has explicit scenes or whatever, but there's good content. There's good content available today. So any good opportunity, we'll see how it is. Right now my focus is on something else. I'm not looking to go back right straight away. I have a second one coming, so my focus is on that. I've been very hands-on with Hinaya. I've been there for every single day of her life. I've not missed a single milestone, a single day. I was so happy just being around her. That gave me the most, and it still gives me the most happiness.
So how did you break the news to her about the second
How did I
child?
break the news to her? Well, it's a personal moment, but I broke it like I think any mother would, like, just telling her she's going to be a big sister. So she's happy. She's very excited.
And what does she say? She wants a sister or she wants a brother?
For her, it's like a toy. So she's okay with either. She's just going to be happy having a baby because she plays with her dolls. She has loads of dolls at home that she constantly keeps, mothering, and, she's a very responsible older sister. I can see it already. My mom had two girls first, and me and my sister were really close. So it's not, there's nothing like it has to be a boy or it has to be a girl. Aisa kuch nahi hai. As long as it's healthy. I was the happiest ever when I had a girl first. Like, I wanted a girl. I was very clear. I want a girl. I was adamant that it's going to be a boy. For some reason, I don't know why. I just felt I was having a boy. But when she came out and but just like it's a girl, I was like on cloud nine. Like I said, this is like, thank you, God. I wanted a girl first. And
Okay.
after that, what comes, it doesn't matter.
Fine.
I think it's nice to have a girl first always, because they help you. They're more caring. They're more, there's it's a different bond between a girl, like a father and daughter. I can see the bond between Bajji and Hinaya. It's so different. Like, I think you're more protective over, when it comes to a girl. They become your best friends. Yeah.
Who gave the name Hinaya?
Who gave the name Hinaya? It was tough to decide on a name. It was really tough. I remember, because in London, she was born in UK. So we have like a 40-day period that you have to select a name for the baby to be registered, her name to be registered. and we just couldn't think of a name. And हमारे में क्या करते हैं, हम अक्षर निकालते हैं. So H had come, and so many people were like, why don't you combine your names? That's a trend nowadays. I said, Hargeet, please, that sounds horrible. I'm not naming my daughter Hargeet. So I was like, we were going through every single language to whatever, and we just couldn't come up with a name. So originally it was Hinaya. Her name was Hinaya. And my mom said to me, which was a very valid point, no one's going to call her Hinaya, especially in India. Sabne Maya bolna hai. I said, actually, that's a valid point, Mom. I think you're right, because they're going to end up shortening her name and Hinaya. And it was something that it just, looking at her, Hinaya just didn't suit her. There was something off. So my friend, we were discussing and we were talking about Hinaya, and Bajji came up with the idea, why don't we name her Hinaya? So I said that, it just clicked. I said, that's beautiful. I love the name. And it's so unique. No one's called Hinaya. I've never heard of the name Hinaya. No one, and I was clear that I wanted a unique name. Like it should be something that, I've never heard.
Common so Hinaya, common Geeta जैसा नाम common नहीं चाहिए. You don't want a name Geeta.
Common बिल्कुल नहीं चाहिए था. In fact, that's why her middle name is Heer, because I loved Heer, but Heer is very common. So I kept that as her middle name, Hinaya Heer Plaha. But Hinaya took us 40 days to exact 40 days to come up with that name. And then Hinaya, when that word just came to us, we were like, this is it. This is the name. We've got it. Like Hinaya, it is. Like it just suited her perfectly. When you look at a child, I think then you realize that this is a name for my baby. So I think a lot of credit goes to Harbhajan as well, because he came up with the idea that let's add an H to Hinaya and make it Hinaya. And she's the meaning of Hinaya. So I know a lot of people have actually messaged me saying that we've named our daughter after Hinaya because her name's become quite popular. Yeah.
I just want to ask you, like in general, if your husband has a bad day on the field, now whether it's not about those days, it's about today also when he's playing for Calcutta, how is it at home?
So Vicky, it's like any profession. When you've had a bad day at home, the last thing you want to come home to is being questioned constantly. What happened? Kyun? Kaise? Kya? Like you try and ignore that for a while, and then they'll talk about it, whatever, when they're ready or when they're comfortable or if they want to. Our job is not to question or to give them more stress and kind of like make the mahal even more like whatever. Like obviously they feel it, right? For them, there's nothing bigger than playing for your country. Like it's something you wear with pride. It's your life. Like for him, cricket has been his life. He started at the age of 17 or something. Like he's probably one of the longest playing cricketers. He's been in the game for like 21, 22 years. So for him, it's his pride, it's his passion, it's everything to him, it's where he's grown up from such a young age, and whatever is today is because of the game. So of course it's going to affect you. If anyone says no, it doesn't affect us, it's okay, it's a bad day, that's a lie. I can tell you, I think anyone who's so passionate about their game, when you've had an off day, you analyze what you've done. What is it that I can do better for the next game? What can I do that will probably, you start strategizing, and they work for the next game, especially if it's at like a test match. They'll probably like work out, okay, kal kya karu? Kal kaise, what's the
we'll compensate, situation? We'll recover, yeah.
So it's not like it's a very like, oh my God, depressing, dull vibe at home. He comes home, he loves being with Hinaya. That cheers him up instantly, and our job is like to make things more happier environment at home. So he's okay. Once he comes home, he's an extremely family man. So for him, there's nothing bigger than his family, like nothing more important than his family. So when he's home and he loves it. He just enjoys the company. He enjoys talking. He enjoys, sitting, chilling, and relaxing. And so we try and make that kind of atmosphere for him at home.
So what's the road ahead now? Now waiting for the second child, of course. Any names thought?
No, like I said, we have our own ways of choosing a name, so that will happen whenever the baby comes. I have, the road ahead is exciting, to be to have another child and having a sibling for Hinaya. And then we have a show starting in September. So I'm back on set in September, something which I'm really looking forward to as well. And straight after, like I'm due in July and back on set in September for a bit. But good, exciting stuff.
I think it's something to do with you and your husband being interviewed together.
I'm not going to disclose because
there was something that I had heard about. Somebody was planning.
I'm not going to disclose, but it's something very exciting, which has never happened before. I mean, it's something that we're both doing together. Yeah. But what it is, I won't disclose yet. Let it come, and the channel itself will announce. But yeah, it'll be good to be back on set for a bit as well. It'll be nice, something different.
I'm looking forward to it. There's so much that you both are also looking forward to. And the entire team from here at ETimes wishes you all the best. And thank you so much once again for joining.
Thank you, Vicky.